Capturing grand sweeping shots with the Genustech Mini Jib is a great way to add production value to your work without committing to the investment of a professional jib. Let me show you how. Hey guys, Mia here. The Genustech Mini Jib is pretty straightforward and easy to use. It weighs just 3.5 pounds and it can support nearly 9.5 pounds. It's designed to hold most DSLRs and small camcorders. I used it with the Nikon D5200 and the NX70U from Sony. Both cameras worked really well with the jib. To use it properly, you'll need a sturdy tripod. It doesn't have to be expensive or super heavy duty, just something with durable legs and can support up to 13 pounds. I used a Magnus VT4000, which I've been working with for a few years now. Setting the jib up takes a little more time than setting up a tripod, so scout out your location beforehand. Bring your camera over to where you want to shoot and mimic that jib shot to make sure it's a good spot to set up. The jib collapses to 33 inches and extends to about 6 feet from end to end. Extending the arms can be a little awkward because the front pivot head doesn't lock and it has a tendency to collapse while you're trying to pull out the arms. It's easiest to mount and extend with 2 people. There are 2 bubble levels to pay attention to once you have it set up, one on the tripod of course, and another on the back of the front pivot head. Both of these bubbles should be centered to make sure that your shot is level with the horizon throughout the jib arm movement. Next, mount the camera to the front pivot head. You can do this with just an extra quick release plate and a small fluid head for video or with a ball head. I recommend the small fluid head. That way, once you master a basic up and down jib movement, you can adjust the camera to face a different direction while shooting. Now comes the tedious part of balancing the jib for your camera. You'll need to purchase counterweights. It's kind of a bummer that this kit doesn't come with weights of any kind or even a small ballast bag. Barbell weights are a good choice because they come in increments, but I'm also a fan of a small ballast bag because you can pack it empty, so it's lightweight. Then fill it with whatever's around to achieve your counterbalance. You can use rocks or sand. I used water bottles while shooting some of the amazing old signs at the Neon Museum in Las Vegas. This jib was small and light enough that I could maneuver it through the narrow walkways of the outdoor museum. There are lockjaw collar clamps included that are designed to hold whatever you're using for counterbalance in the correct spot. The back arm of the jib folds out and it has measurements in centimeters to help you place the weights in the appropriate spot. And here's a tip for that. The jib is balanced when it sits perfectly parallel to the ground without you touching it. Mark that point on the back arm or write down the measurement so that you can go right to it next time you set up with the same camera. The Genustech Mini Jib performs smooth jib movements, and you can extend the camera about 3.5 feet from the tripod head. Depending on how high you have your tripod set up, that's high enough to give your footage a commanding vantage point. It looks very professional. One small gripe that I have about this mini jib is it would have been nice if it collapsed small enough to travel in a carry-on bag that met airline requirements. However, it does come with a nice carrying case. Overall, for the price, I think you'll be happy with this lightweight mini jib. An investment like this to your gear kit will instantly add production value to your work and give you the ability to flex your creative muscle in a new way. Let me leave you with a few tips for making the most of your next jib shoot. Keep the shot wide. Wide jib shots tend to look more dramatic. The NX70U has a nice wide 26.3 to 263 millimeter Sony G lens, so it's a great camcorder to pair with this jib. Also try adding some interesting depth to your footage by shooting with something in the foreground. This can sometimes require a rack focus, which is a skill you can master if you're working with 2 people and you have a little experience with the jib. Another great way to use a jib is to reveal something. Start with something interesting obscuring your initial view, and then by the end of the jib movement, a different scene or object is revealed. With a look at the Genustech Mini Jib, I'm Mia McCormick.
Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, B&H has the answers to your questions. Experience a world of technology at our New York City Superstore. Connect with us online or give us a call. Our staff of experts is happy to help.
Scott Kelby here, and welcome to this quick tour of our online training. We have hundreds of online classes for you, covering everything from lighting to landscape photography. From portrait photography to sports, we have classes on wedding, automotive photography, shooting, food, fashion, travel, you name it. The most incredible part of this is the price. You get all of this for just $199 a year, or you can pay monthly for just $24.95. 24-hour a day, 7-day a week access from anywhere in the world. I invite you to join with us today and start learning right now.